Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how's everyone doing on this Friday, June 12th, 2020? Welcome to another metallic episode of Music of Destruction, right here on YouTube, bringing you the best in metal-related content. Welcome to Metal Album Warfare Fridays, right here on the channel. And tonight I got a fucking doozy for you guys. We have two absolute black metal elites doing battle. We have Xasthur, the Funeral of Being, going up against Leviathan's the 10th sub-level of Suicide, both one-man black metal projects. Xasthur hailing from Alhambra, California, Leviathan hailing from Oakland, California. The Funeral of Being was released in 2003 on Bloodfire Death Records. 10th sub-level of Suicide released in 2003 on Moribund Records. Now, if you guys don't know, these guys are both one-man black metal acts that play a really misanthropic, depressive, ambient style of black metal. And this is going to be a hard episode because I'm a huge fucking fan of both of these guys, including 99.9% of their work. There are a few hits and misses in these guys' discographies, but they're far and few between, primarily because these guys make such amazing fucking art that comes from the heart and soul, no doubt. So let's just get right into this here. So going up first, we have from Xasthur, we have The Awakening to the Unknown Perception of Evil, going up against Fucking Your Ghost in Chains of Ice from Leviathan. And both of these tracks are just absolutely fucking deadly on all levels. The Awakening to the Unknown Perception of Evil from Xasthur is an instrumental track. However, with all the atmosphere and dissonance and darkness on this song, it doesn't really need vocals to be effective at what it's trying to convey. And Fucking Your Ghost in Chains of Ice from Leviathan, very fast, brutal, frantic, atmospheric, depressing black metal. There is vocals from Rest on this one, and both of these tracks are very, very equal. It's going to be very hard to pick a winner between these two songs. I'm going to have to give this a tie, so we have a 1-1 split. Coming up next, we have Tyrant of Nightmares from Xasthur going up against Scorn from Leviathan. And I really think that both of these songs have equal atmosphere in terms of intensity. However, this one's a little bit faster from Leviathan than Tyrant of Nightmares from Xasthur. But Tyrant of Nightmares is just a little bit more raw and a little bit more otherworldly sounding than Scorn. So I'm going to give this one to Xasthur's Tyrant of Nightmares. So Xasthur has a 1-0 lead and we have a tie. Coming up next, we have Sigils Made of Flesh and Trees from Xasthur, going up against the Bitter Emblem of Dissolve from Leviathan. And I'm going to give this one to Leviathan's The Bitter Emblem of Dissolve up against Sigils Made of Flesh and Trees. This is a little bit better of a song. Amazing atmosphere on this track, The Bitter Emblem of Dissolve. Not that Sigils Made of Flesh and Trees doesn't have its merits. I just like this a little bit better from Leviathan. So we have a 1-1 tie and another tie here. So, wow, this is crazy. I told you this was going to be hard. Next up, we have Blood from the Roots of the Forest, Part 2 and 1, which I might as well just say is the same. They're just the same track. Not the same track, but they bleed into each other. Anyway, going up against Scenic Solitude and Leprosy. And with Xasthur having a two parts to this track, on this one, I find it a little bit weak, although they're great tracks, just not as strong as Scenic Solitude and Leprosy, so I'm giving it to Leviathan. Next up, we have Bleak Necrotic Paleness going up against He Whom Shadows Move Towards. And again, I think I'm going to have to give this one to Leviathan. So Leviathan has a 3-1 lead, and we have a 2-2 tie from both albums. Next, we have Reflecting Hateful Energy going up against Submersed. And again, that track is going to go to Xasthur with Reflecting Hateful Energy. Not that Submersed is not an amazing track, because it is, but both songs really good here. Then we've got Tyrant of Nightmares going up against The Idiot's Son. Great track. Both of them amazing, amazing fucking songs here. So Blood from the Roots of the Forest Part 1 would have been going up against Scenic Solitude and Leprosy, so we got a tie there. Reflecting Hateful Energy for the win there. And then we've got, of course, Tyrant of Nightmares, the dirtier, more raw version, going up against At the Door to the 10th sub-level of Suicide. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is tough. I'm going to have to give it to Leviathan. So, both of these albums are absolutely incredible. However, I think this one's going to be another tie. Because there's elements of both of these albums that I really enjoy a lot. They're both fucking amazing artists. I just wish Xasthur wasn't so worried about putting so many outros and intros on this one, as it kind of derails the album just a little bit, but very solid offerings from both. We got another tie here. I mean, there are better tracks on this one, better tracks on this one. They're both damn equal albums in my opinion, and did a lot for one-man black metal at this time, and are both instant classics. I have this on vinyl, still need to get this on vinyl, though I have this one on cassette and CD, and I have this one on vinyl and CD. So I'm missing the cassette for Funeral of Being, but I'm going to get it. So that was Xasthur's The Funeral of Being going up against Leviathan's Attempt Sub-Level of Suicide. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Metal Album Warfares. Fridays on the channel here, and if you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell so you don't miss anything. I'd appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, search Music of Destruction. Get access to exclusive content and perks. Go to patreon.com/Music of Destruction. The Seed, episode number 22, The History of Ronnie James Dio, coming up Saturday, June the 13th. For you fine people, I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys supported me. But I love bringing you guys those podcasts. Hope you've been enjoying that series and all of my series here on the channel. As always, make sure you subscribe. And I'd like to give some shout outs to Shadows of Death Records. Go to his website, check out all of his acts on his label. He would greatly appreciate it. Also, shout outs to Metal Bands Chronicles, King of Swords, Acid Metal, and Backwoods Metal. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great night. Stay fucking metal. We'll see you later.